Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads 1984 magazine. This is issue 2, the August 1978 issue. I picked these up a few months back, a whole run of 1984/1994. They had to change the title for copyright or something. I picked up an entire run of this series a few months back, did a video on it. A viewer asked what I thought of them, so I've begun reading them and just doing a video as I go through and read them. So this is the second issue. Richard Corbin painted cover. Corbet. On the this cover was printed on the back of the first issue, and the woman strapped to this rocket looked like a black woman, but they changed her to look more like a white woman on the cover of this issue. I'm not sure why. I'm sure there's some sort of editorial reason, but something I noticed. But this explosive illustrated adult fantasy, this issue, even more so than the first issue, I feel like gets even more into the raunchy, cheeky, dirtiness side of adult illustrated fantasy. I like their subscription pages, their subscription ads. The last issue had one similar to this, but this one's a little different. But this is the ad to subscribe to 1984 magazine. Fly with us to places where no man has gone before. Escape the drabness of the common world. Find refuge in the sanity of 1984. So they don't even give you a deal though. You can get 6 issues for $9 or 12 issues for $18. It seems like when you get 12 issues, you should get it for like $16 or something, doesn't it? Anyway, I would kill to get a magazine, 12 issues of a magazine like this for $18 today. That'd be awesome. $1.50. What do you think that costs today? This magazine, if it were printed today in 2026. So this came out in 78. This is what, just about 50 years ago, 48 years ago. What do you think the inflation rate is? What's $1.50 in today's dollars? I imagine it's probably like a $20 magazine today. Mostly the editor, William Dubé, he writes almost every single story in here. And he's definitely a horny old man. Every single one of these stories is basically just thinly veiled male porn fantasy. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. It's smutty, but in low doses, it's not too bad. It's what do you call it? Titillating. That's what it is. Titillating. These stories are titillating. And like I said, Bill Dubé, he's the author of nearly every one. The artist for this story is Jose Ortiz, the last of the Red Hot Lovers. This was an interesting one. And it's about 2 races of people. There was some sort of nuclear holocaust, and everybody's irradiated. And there's 2 different races of men now. There's, what was the name of these guys? I forget what the name of these barbarians are, but they're attacking like these lesser men. They're kind of reverted to almost ape men, and they're attacking them and stealing their women. And so what we find out is after a nuclear war, these 2 groups of men evolved. There's these barbarian fellas who when they during the act of lovemaking, they cause the woman to explode after reaching climax. So they have no women left. So they attack these lower class men who and the lower class men are called the Hungs. So they had a different effect from the nuclear war, they are now overly large, if you know what I mean. And so the big barbarian guys with who have explosive seed, they don't have any women left, of course, and they still want women, so they come and they take them from these guys, and, it's yeah, it's nothing real thought provoking or anything. It's just like I said, titillating, interesting, vaguely humorous, mostly titillating, mostly dirty, uh, fun. But the tribe is sick of having their women stolen, so they sneak into the castle, steal the king's daughter, and say that you quit stealing our women, and we'll be good to your daughter. They're not giving her back. Um, yeah, that's basically this story. It's just silliness, but it's fun. And like I said, this magazine is great, but for me personally, it's low dose. Like each one of these, 5, 6, 7, 8 page stories, there's a lot to read. It's almost like reading a short story, really, um, with great artwork. Here's another Bill Dubay written story, so of course it's going to be a little dirty and perverted. We've got Esteban Maroto doing the art on this, and the art in this is excellent. Even though this story is is silly, just like the first one, Esteban Maroto really does not like. If you look at the artwork, he takes the job very seriously. It does not reflect the tongue-in-cheek humor that the text is delivering. The artwork is very serious, I think, and very well done. But this story is about how Earth became space. They became space explorers, and when they got out into the universe, they found that Earth was unique in that it had two genders. It had male and female. When they got out into space, every other civilization that they discovered was only male, and they reproduced asexually. And so once the first Earth women came on Earth exploration ships, and these alien races discovered them, it caused an intergalactic war, because once Earth women got close to the aliens who were only male, well, all these male aliens wanted the Earth women, so an intergalactic war breaks out, and that was just kind of a funny. That one was pretty decent, a little bit thought provoking. This one is just kind of a humorous take on infomercials, I guess. I don't know. Were infomercials a thing in 1978 or QVC? Remember the home shopping network and QVC? Like, I don't think those came around until the 80s, but I don't know. This is just about a commercial about this story is about a television commercial where you can kill yourself if you're sick of your life, and they've got all these variations of ways to kill yourself, and the whole thing, while the commercial's going on the television in the background, the husband and wife uh, are interacting without any word balloons. There's no dialogue between them. The only dialogue in this is the dialogue coming from the announcer on the television selling the colorful ways of offing yourself if you're tired of life. And this husband and wife obviously hate each other. They're fighting while the commercial's playing in the background, and of course they each got their own suicide kit, and then at the end end up killing themselves. So, not particularly imaginative, but at the same time interesting. Um, Here's another one, but this time Bill Dubay co-writes this one with artist Wally Wood. So Wally Wood co-wrote and drew this with Bill Dubay, and Wally Wood had a story in the first issue of 1984 as well, which was a horny little tale. And I'm guessing Wally Wood probably didn't get too many chances to draw naked women, but it seems like he really likes doing it. And he does it plenty in this story. Uh, this was another, fun little titillating tale. Um, what was the idea behind this one? Hold on a second. Got to the end here. What was the idea behind this one? This one was some sort of This one was some sort of this one was very anti-Japanese for some reason. Um, an American businessman was having psychological problems, so his company sent him to Japan to have this new technique that was developed by the Japanese to help him sort out his mental problems or something. And it ends up being like Revenge of the Japanese for World War II. And it's a bit racist against the Japanese, if I do say so. But in 1978, we didn't worry about those sort of things so much. But today, I'm sure there'd be lots of feelings hurt by that one. This one is just so this is Bill Dubay again, but the author, the illustrator is Nebo. I don't know how. I want to say I've seen this guy's artwork in places like Mad Magazine, but I can't remember. But anyway, this is about a janitor that gets hired at Sister Gloria's home for wayward girls. So it goes about as you'd expect. The new janitor and all the wayward girls, they're all, lusting after him, and he ends up servicing them all. And at the end, after hitting just about every girl in the girls' dormitory, he even gets Sister Gloria, or Sister whatever, the head nun of the place, and he gets kicked out for it. And we find out that he's an alien, and he gets in his spaceship, and on his view screen it says Operation Cultivation, mission accomplished, and he blasts off, and everyone's pregnant, and she seems to be under the delusion that it's like divine intervention. That's how she got pregnant, like Mary, Mother of God, I suppose. So it was just a humorous, sexy romp, just like everything else in here. Here is Richard Corbin's full color painted contribution to this issue. He had one in last issue as well from Mutant World. This one is less on the sexy side and more on the dystopian mutant future side. Our hero is saved from being eaten by this monk, and the monk basically just makes him his slave. And it has this strange ending where we hear there's noises in the background, and it's something huge, and it's something vaguely robotic, machine-like, because you can see it's all like straight lines and angles. And whatever it is, it sucked the monk down into the sand, and that's the way it ends. So I'm not really sure what that one was about exactly, but it's Richard Corbin, and it's interesting, and the artwork is fantastic. So I'm still good with it. This one was a bizarre one. Bill Dubay again writing, Rudy Nebres doing the art. Fantastic art in this one. Messiah, it's called. It's just about this alien who travels from world to world. He's a scientist, but he has sex with every species he comes across. So that's his deal. Now he's come to Earth, and this is what Earthlings look like at this point, I guess. He's come to Earth to sample them for science, of course, and they capture him and force him into captivity with a bunch of other aliens that have come, and he's not able to do his job because he's captured, and he says it's too bad, but what do you expect from a planet of species who would have sex with a warthog? So apparently that's how humans ended up looking like this. They were practicing animal husbandry a little too far, and ended up becoming cross between humans and warthogs, and that one was kind of weird. Uh, this one was kind of humorous, I guess. Um, Bill Dubay again on the writing, and we've got Alfredo Alcala and someone named Jim James doing the art. And I'm not sure who Jim James is, but I've heard of Alfredo Alcala. Uh, this is just about like this Conan-looking dude. He was a spaceship captain, and he was marooned on some planet, and ate his entire crew. So now he's kind of like a pariah. But of course, the family members of the crew that he ate want revenge, and they chase him down. And we find out that this space captain cannibal was married, and he escapes the people that want to kill him, but he gets knocked out in the end, put in this rocket, and sent to a planet full of people where he'll be happy. And we find out that planet is Earth, and so it's a cannibal heading for planet Earth. This one was the only one not written by Bill Dubay. This one's written by Nicola Cuti, who wrote a story in the previous issue as well. Abel Laxamana, I don't recognize that name, but they do great with the art. The Microbe Patrol. So this is kind of like what is it? That movie from the '60s, The Fantastic Journey, where the crew of a submarine shrinks down and gets injected inside a human body to fight a disease. This is basically what's happening here, and this one was really interesting. They get this crew of a submarine gets miniaturized, injected into the body of this inside of the body of a football player, I believe. He's recovering in the hospital from some sort of disease. This nurse is, I guess, a little loosely moraled, and while the crew is inside the patient, the nurse and the patient end up getting together, and so the crew of the submarine ends up getting blasted inside of the nurse, if you know what I mean. And they find a whole bunch of other crew that they thought were lost, other microscopic crew members that they thought were lost. Turns out this nurse is like a traveling nurse, and she's been to other planets working, and she's anybody she can, she's getting it on with, and all these other crew members of other subatomic or microscopic ships, they all ended up inside of her and built their own little city. And a fight breaks out inside of her, gives her a heart attack. That's how they find out all these lost crew members are inside of her. So they get them out, and they all come out and they paint a picture of her and name it Mother. Here is an ad for Sex and Science Fiction. It must have been a paperback put out by Warren Publishing. All the great artists of the past who have drawn sexy women or sexual encounters in science fiction. It's just a collection of artwork from that. And here, I would like to get my hands on this, The Odd Comic World of Richard Corbin, a Warren adult fantasy publication. 80 pages of uncensored, pure Corbin comic classics. I would like to get that. I'm a big Richard Corbin fan at this time. I guess there's like, coming out from Dark Horse Comics, there's a collection of everything Richard Corbin has done in nice like hardcover editions. So I'm going to keep my eyes open for those. I'd like to get some of those, or all of those really. But that's 1984, issue number 2. Anybody else read this? I'm enjoying it. I can read a story or two at a time, and I've got to put it down and walk away and kind of absorb what I've read. But if you were, I don't know, I don't think I could sit down and read this from cover to cover unless I was, wide awake and could focus real well. But uh, fun magazine anyway. And I'm only on issue 2. I want to say there's about 18 or so issues of this all told. So I'll move on to the next one here soon and put out a video for it. So stick around for that. I'm also reading my Marvel Comics collection in order and doing a video for each one of those. So subscribe if that sounds good. If you know any other old nerds like us who would enjoy this video, please share it with them. I appreciate you watching. I'd appreciate it if you left a like on the video. Thanks very much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.